This is a demonstration of the IBM pattern-based process model accelerators for WebSphere Business Modeler. The accelerators comprise a set of patterns, transformations, and refactoring operations that you can use when you create or edit process models using WebSphere Business Modeler. As you will see in this demonstration, the accelerators make process modeling easier, faster, and the process model that you produce will be of higher quality. This demonstration is associated with a series of articles and a download that you can obtain from IBM Developer Works. Specifically, this video that you are now watching corresponds to part 1 of the series of articles, which gives you a hands-on tutorial in using the accelerators. The tutorial consists of 3 parts. In Part A, you will see how several patterns are used to quickly create a fairly simple process model. In Part B, you will see how patterns, transformations, and refactoring operations can be used together to create a more complicated process model in a fast and accurate manner. In Part C, you will see how modeling errors can be detected and repaired with the help of the Control Flow Analysis plugin. Let's proceed now with Part A of the tutorial. What you see on the canvas right now is how the process model will look like after we have completed Part A of the tutorial. The process is called Approve, Hire, and Issue Contract. It is one of the processes in hiring an employee. Specifically, this Approve, Hire, and Issue Contract process contains the tasks to be performed once a candidate has successfully passed our interview and to whom we want to issue a contract. The tasks include reviewing the employee data, obtaining management and human resource approval, issuing the contract, and finally sending the contract to the future employee. Without the accelerators, you would normally select individual process model elements and dropping them onto the canvas and then connecting them together. This can be error-prone and tedious. Now, let us look at how we can create a process model much more easily by using only a few patterns. To do that, we switch over to a blank canvas where we have the start and terminate events connected together. The first pattern that we want to apply is the sequence pattern, which will help us add 2 tasks to issue the contract and send the contract to the future employee. To apply the sequence pattern, we select the connection between the start and the terminate events. Then we can invoke the pattern from the context menu. Notice that there are 3 entries in the context menu: the pattern entry, the transform, and the refactor entry. To invoke the sequence pattern, we select it under the pattern submenu. A wizard pops up so that we can enter information for the sequence pattern. On the top of the wizard is a diagram showing the structure of the pattern. In this case, it shows a sequence of tasks. Below the diagram is a brief description of the pattern, and at the bottom is a table where we can enter some parameters. Let us now specify the names of the tasks that we want to add. Notice that we can also specify a business item and its state as the output of each task, but we're not going to do that right now. We click the Apply Pattern button, and as you can see, 2 tasks have been added between the start and terminate events. Next, we want to refine the process model to add the tasks to review the employee data, and if the data is incomplete or inaccurate, rework will be needed. Let's use the loop pattern to make this refinement. we select the connection between the start event and the issue contract task. This time, instead of invoking the pattern using the context menu, we're going to use another method called the accelerators palette, as shown here on the left-hand side. The palette contains graphical icons, one for each pattern, transformation, and refactoring operation. The palette is also configurable as well. Let's select the loop pattern. Again, a wizard pops up. The top of the wizard shows the structure of the loop. It is made up of a merge, followed by one or more tasks, and then a decision. The outcome of the decision is either an exit branch to exit the loop, or a branch to loop back to the merge. On this loopback branch, optionally, we can specify one or more rework tasks that will be executed when the loop is repeated. The bottom part of the wizard are 3 tab sheets that we can enter information. On the first tab sheet, we can enter information about some key parameters for the loop itself. So let's enter information about the decision. Then we proceed to supply names for the exit branch and the loop branch. Next, we switch over to the Loop Body Tasks tab, and we enter a name for the task in the loop body. Finally, we use the Rework Tasks tab to enter a name for the rework task. Notice that a loop has been added to the process model. The last refinement that we want to make to the process is to add the tasks needed so that management and human resources can approve the employee data. We want those tasks to be performed in parallel and before we issue the contract to the future employee. To do that, we select the connection before the issue contract task, and then we invoke the parallel compound pattern from the accelerators palette. We supply the names for the 2 tasks. Notice that a fork and a join with the 2 approval tasks in between have been added to the process model. This concludes part A of the tutorial, where we have applied 3 patterns: the sequence pattern, the loop pattern, and the parallel compound pattern to create the approve hire and issue contract process.